Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel 100% Pure Elvis. The next item that I want to share with you all today in my Elvis Presley collection is the very first book I purchased on Elvis, and it is titled Elvis, A King Forever by Robert Gibson with Sid Shaw, and it was published through Elvisly Yours. On the front cover there you have a great image of Elvis from the movie The Trouble with Girls, and probably one of my favourite images of Elvis. Absolutely looks so handsome there. On the back is a quote from John Lennon, a very famous quote: "Before Elvis there was nothing. Without him there would be no Beatles." It's like the hardback edition. This is the first edition of this book, and again I will go through this book with you. Some great photos in this book, and here down the spine some slight damage there where I had to sellotape it at one stage, but the book is still in very good condition. And I remember I used to read this book so much, and still a favourite to this day. So let's look through it together. So the contents are the introduction, Tupelo, the move to Memphis, the beginning, Elvis meets the Colonel, the early films, Elvis in the army, Elvis goes to Hollywood, the comeback, the concert years, the final years, the King is dead, A King Forever, Elvis, the films. So as we're looking through this book, you will see some great early images of Elvis going throughout his whole career. And do you have this book in your collection? For me, it's a must-have for all Elvis fans. And as we all know, Elvisly Yours was a company that had a shop in London called Elvisly Yours. They released their own magazines as well. But absolutely loved this book. And again, I'm now 50 years old. I think I purchased this book in the late 80s, early 1990s. So it's been in my collection for a number of years. So always been on my bookshelf. I collect a number of books on Elvis in my collection, which I have uploaded across the last few months. But again, I thought I'd get the first book out that I ever purchased on Elvis to share it with you. And just some great images throughout. And the book itself, the text inside by Robert Gibson, is such a great read. You can still get a hold of this book, so just go online, eBay, and type in Elvisly Yours, A King Forever, and it will bring up this book. You probably can get it cheap, I would say £15 to £20. Down the corners here, on the side of the book, you have the Elvis diary. It tells you certain dates of what happened. So good touches throughout. So just some great images of the King. And here we go, Elvis meets the Colonel. Famous image there of Elvis with his parents, Gladys and Vernon. This is a collection I do need to have. I do not own this, but some picture sleeves there from the early part of his career. Now going into the early films. Again, as I always say, what's your favourite film of Elvis? Please share in the comments below. Again, as all of my subscribers to my channel know, my favourite Elvis movie is Change of Habits. I also have a soft spot for Blue Hawaii, and believe it or not, I also have a soft spot for the movie Live a Little, Love a Little. Out of his early films, I would go for King Creole. Now we're going Elvis going into the army. A lot of people at the time were saying, could Elvis return and be as big as he was before he entered the army? Obviously, I think that's something Elvis was worried about as well, but the Colonel did a very good job keeping Elvis music out in the public eye. And obviously in 1960, when Elvis left the army, the music tastes of the generation changed, so Elvis had to change accordingly. And if he didn't, I don't think he would have carried on being as successful doing what he was doing previously. But again, he wanted to turn into a serious actor, which few of his films he was very successful at. But then going into the mid-60s, they become very formulaic, and I think you could tell Elvis wasn't enjoying the movies. You could see he was very bored of them, and there's just the odd movie where you could see he was having fun again. But again, I always do go back to say, if we didn't have them movies from Elvis on celluloid, we wouldn't have much to see of him. That's from a roustabout. So please share your favourite films. 50 Shot there. Now that is the movie poster to Live a Little, Love a Little. But just his different hairstyles throughout the 60s as well. Always went with the times. His fashion sense, everything. Now we're going into the comeback. Again, I don't like it being called the comeback. Because again, Elvis was still very successful in the music industry and in the charts. Obviously, he wasn't getting to the dizzy heights of #1 as often as he used to, but was still very successful. For me, I just like it being called the NBC 68 special. But again, the black leather, I think if he would have chosen what the Colonel wanted, it just would have fallen, he would have fallen flat on his face. And I think that's one time Elvis, along with Steve Binder, both agreed this is the opportunity to get back to what he did best, going in front of an audience that respected what he was about. I love that image there. And here we've got some badges. Let me just zoom in. There we go, some great badges there. Look, that's a 1969 press conference there. He just looked so well and refreshed and relaxed. Back to doing the concert years. Hello from Hawaii there. I think that's probably from around 74, 75. I do love that image. Such a beautiful image of Elvis there. Not my favourite jumpsuit, but a great image. Now we're going into the final years. There's some memorabilia there. His last vacation in Hawaii in March of 77. Again, I absolutely adore that image. And now we're going into The king is dead. Obviously, we lost Elvis at a very young age. Elvis, King of Rock, dies at 42. I know a lot of people have other beliefs. My belief is Elvis did die on August 16th, 1977. I do respect other people's opinions if they think differently, but that's my personal opinion, that he did pass away when on August 16th, 1977. And again, I think it was the heart that gave in. A lot of people again speculate that it was other things, but to me, I think it was the drugs he was taking, along with having a very weak heart. And I just think it gave way. Please share your opinions. Chapter 12, A King Forever. Another image, you don't see that often there actually. So zoom into some of these. So you, at the top, hello from Hawaii. Some movie shots there with Lisa and Priscilla. Stamps. Well used image from the 1950s there, promoting GI Blues. This here is the real Elvis. Elvis the Films, great image there with Anne Margaret. And I remember at the time going through these are the films, as we can see. I won't read them out, you should all know the films he starred in. At the back there, still from Roustabout with Barbara Stanwyck. And on that is the final page. Oh no, it's not. But that is a still from the end of GI Blues. Yeah, that is the end. So, for me, a book that I will always treasure. This is Elvis, A King Forever by Robert Gibson with Sid Shaw, released through Elvisly Yours. This was my very first book on Elvis, and again, a well-read book. If you don't have it in your collection, please add it to your collection. You will not be disappointed. Any questions about this book, please share in the comments below and I'll reply to you as soon as I possibly can. As I always say, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. It will help make my channel grow. And to everyone else, thank you for your ongoing support of my channel. Please keep a lookout for more uploads coming real soon. Please keep Elvis close to your hearts. Please keep on playing his music. Speak soon, everyone. Bye-bye.